The Secret Sermon on the Mountain, translated by G.R.S. Mead. Tat. Now in the general sermons, Father, thou didst speak in riddles most unclear, conversing on divinity, and when thou sayest no man could ever be saved before rebirth, thy meaning didst hide. Further, when I became thy suppliant, in wending up the mount, after thou hast conversed with me, and when I longed to learn the sermon on rebirth, for this, beyond all other things, is just the thing I know not. Thou sayest that thou wouldst give it to me, when thou shalt have become a stranger to the world. Wherefore I got me ready, and made the thought in me a stranger to the world illusion. And now do thou fill up the things that fall short in me with what thou say would give me the tradition of rebirth, setting it forth in speech or in the secret way. I know not, O thrice greatest one, from out what matter and what womb man comes to birth, or of what seed. Hermes. Wisdom that understands in silence, such is the matter and the womb from out of which man is born, and the true good the seed. Tat. Who is the sower, Father? For I am altogether at a loss. Hermes. It is the will of God, my son. Tat. And of what kind is he that is begotten, Father? For I have no share of that essence in me, which doth transcend the senses. The one that is begot will be another one from God, God's Son? Hermes. All in all, out of all powers composed. Tat. Thou tellest me a riddle, Father, and does not speak as father unto son. Hermes. This race, my son, is never taught, but when he willeth it, its memory is restored by God. Tat. Thou sayest impossible things, O Father, things that are forced. Hence answers what I have directed unto these things. Am I a son strange to my father's race? Keep it not, Father. I am a true-born son. Explain to me the manner of rebirth. Hermes. What may I say, my son? I can tell thee this. Whenever I see within myself the simple vision brought to birth out of God's mercy, I have passed through myself into a body that can never die. And now I am not as I was before, but I am born in mind. The way to do this is not taught, and it cannot be seen by the compound elements by means of which thou seest. Yea, I have had my former composed form dismembered for me. I am no longer touched, but I have touched. I have dimension too, and yet I am a stranger to them now. Thou seest me with eyes, my son, but what I am, thou dost not understand, even with the fullest strain of body and of sight. Tat. Into fierce frenzy and mind fury thou hast plunged me, Father, for now no longer do I see myself. Hermes. I would, my son, that thou hast even passed right through thyself, as they who dream in sleep, yet sleepless. Tat. Tell me this too, who is the author of rebirth? Hermes. The Son of God, the one man, by God's will. Tat. Now hast thou brought me, Father, unto pure stupefaction, arrested from the senses which I had before, text omitted. For now I see thy greatness identical with thy distinctive form. Hermes. Even in this thou art untrue, the mortal form doth change with every day. 'Tis turned by time to grow and waning, as being an untrue thing. Tat. What then is true, thrice greatest one? Hermes. That which is never troubled, son, which cannot be defined, that which no color hath, nor any figure, which is not turned, which hath no garment, which giveth light, that which is comprehensible unto itself alone, which doth not suffer change, that which no body can contain. Tat. In very truth I lose my reason, Father. Just when I thought to be made wise by thee, I find the senses of this mind of mine blocked up. Hermes. Thus it is, son. That which is upward, born like fire, yet is borne down like earth, that which is moist like water, yet blows like air. How shalt thou perceive this with sense? That which is not solid nor yet mist, which naught can bind or lose, of which in power and energy alone can have man any notion, and even then it wants a man who can perceive the way of birth in God. Tat. I am incapable of this, O Father? Hermes. Nay, God forbid, my son. Withdraw into thyself, and it will come. Will, and it comes to pass. Throw out of work of the body's senses, and thy divinity shall come to birth. Purge from thyself thy brutish torments, things of matter. Tat. I have tormentors then in me, O father? Hermes. Ay, no few, my son, nay, fearless ones and manifold. Tat. I do not know them, father. Hermes. Torment, the first is this not knowing. The second one is grief. The third, intemperance. The fourth, concupiscence. The fifth, unrighteousness. The sixth is avarice. The seventh, error. The eighth is envy. The ninth, guile. The 10th is anger. 11th, rashness. And the 12th is malice. These are in number 12, but under them are many more, my son, and creeping through the prison of the body, they force the man that's placed therein to suffer in his senses. But they depart, though not all at once, from him who hath been taken pity on by God, and this is what constitutes the manner of rebirth, and the reason, logos. And now, my son, be still and solemn silence keep. Thus shall the mercy that flows on us from God not cease. Henceforth rejoice, O son, for by the powers of God thou art being purified for the articulation of the reason, logos. Gnosis of God hath come to us, and when this comes, my son, not knowing is cast out. Gnosis of joy hath come to us, and on its coming, son, sorrow will flee away from them who give it room. The power that follows joy do I invoke, thy self-control. O power most sweet! Let us most gladly bid it welcome, son. How with its coming doth it chase intemperance away. Now forth, on continence I call the power against desire. This step, my son, is righteousness' firm seat. For without judgment, see how she has chased unrighteousness away. We are made righteous, son, by the departure of unrighteousness. Power sixth I call to us, that against avarice, sharing with all. And now that avarice is gone, I call on truth, and error flees, and truth is with us. See how the measure of the good is full, my son, upon truth's coming, for envy is gone from us, and unto truth is joined the good as well with life and light. And now, no more doth any torment of the darkness venture nigh, but vanquished all have fled with whirring wings. Thou knowest now, my son, the manner of rebirth. And when the 10 is come, my son, that driveth out the 12, the birth in understanding is complete, and by this birth we are made into gods. Who then doth by his mercy gain this birth in God, abandoning the body's senses, knows himself to be of light and life, and now he doth consist of these, and thus is filled with bliss. Tat. By God made steadfast, Father, no longer with the sight my eyes afford I look on things, but with the energy the mind doth give me through the powers. In heaven am I, in earth, in water, air. I am in animals, in plants. I'm in the womb, before the womb, after the womb. I'm everywhere. But further, tell me this. How are the torments of the darkness, when they are 12 in number, driven out by the 10 powers? What is the way of it, thrice greatest one? Hermes. This dwelling place through which we have just passed, my son, is constituted from the circle of the 12 types of life, this being composed of elements, 12 in number, but of one nature, an omniform idea. For man's delusion, there are disunions in them, while in their actions they are one. Not only can we never part rashness from wrath, they cannot even be distinguished. According to right reason, they naturally withdrew once and for all, inasmuch as they are chased out by no less than 10 powers, that is, the 10. For son, the 10 is that which give birth to souls, and life and light are unified there. For the one hath being from the Spirit. According then to reason, the one contains the 10, the one. Tat. Father, I see thee all, I see myself in mind. Hermes, this is, my son, rebirth, no more to look on things from body's point of view. Though this sermon on rebirth, on which I did not comment, in order that we may not be calumniators of the all unto multitude, to whom indeed God himself doth will we should not. Tat. Tell me, O Father, this body which is made up of the powers, is it at any time dissolved? Hermes. Hush, son, speak not of things impossible. else thou wilt sin and thy mind's eye be quenched. The natural body which our sense perceives is far removed from this essential birth. The first must be dissolved, the last can never be. The first must die, the last death cannot touch. Dost thou not know thou have been born a son of God, son of the One, even as I myself? Tat. I would, O Father, hear the praise-giving hymn thou didst sayest thou heard when thou were at the Eight of Powers. Hermes. Just as the shepherd did foretell, my son, when I came to the Eight. Well, thou do haste to strike thy tent, be free from the physical body, for thou hast been made pure. The shepherd, mind of all masterhood, hath not passed on me more than hath been written down, for full well did he know that I should be of myself to be able to learn it all, and hear what I should wish, and see all things. He left me to the making of fair things, wherefore the powers within me, even as they are in all, break into song. Tat. Father, I wish to hear, I long to know these things. Hermes. Be still, my son. Hear the praise-giving now that keeps the soul in tune. Hymn of rebirth. A hymn I would not have thought fit so readily to tell. Thou hast not reached the end of all. Wherefore this is not taught, but is kept and hidden in silence. Thus then, my son, stand in a place uncovered to the sky, facing the southern wind, about the sinking of the setting sun, and make thy worship. So in like manner too, when he doth rise, with face to the east wind. Now, son, be still. The secret hymnody. Let every nature of the world receive the utterance of my hymn. Open thou earth. Let every bolt of the abyss be drawn for me. Stir not, ye trees. I am about to hymn's creation, Lord, both all and one. Ye heavens open, and ye winds stay still, and let God's deathless sphere receive my word. For I will sing the praise of him who founded all, who fixed the earth and hung up heaven, and gave command that ocean should afford sweet water to the earth, to both these parts that are inhabited and those that are not, for the support and use of every man, who made the fire to shine for gods and men for every act. Let us together all give praise to him, sublime above the heavens of every nature, Lord. 'Tis he who is the eye of mind. May he accept the praise of my powers. Ye powers that are within me, hymn the one and all. Sing with my will, powers all that are within me. O blessed gnosis, by thee illuminated, hymning through thee the light that mind alone can see, I see in the joy of mind. Sing with me praises, all ye powers. Sing praise, my self-control. Sing thou through me, my righteousness, the praises of the righteous. Sing thou, my sharing all, the praises of the all. Through me sing, truth, truth's praises. Sing thou, O good, the good, O life and light. From us to you our praises flow. Father, I give thee thanks. To thee, thou energy of all my powers, I give thee thanks, O God. Thou power of all my energies. Thy reason sings through me thy praises. Take back through me the all into thy reason, my reasonable oblation. Thus cry the powers in me. They sing thy praise, thou all. They do thy will. From thee thy will, to thee the all. Receive from it their reasonable oblation. The all that is in us, O life, preserve, O light. Illuminate it, O God, in spirit. It is thy mind that plays the shepherd to thy word, O thou Creator, bestower of the Spirit upon all. For thou art God. Thy man thus cries to thee through fire, through air, through earth, through water, and through spirit, through thy creations. 'Tis from thy aeon that I have found praise-giving, and in thy will, the object of my search, have I found rest. Tat. By thy good pleasure have I seen this praise-giving being sung, O Father. I have said it in my cosmos too. Hermes. Say in the cosmos that thy mind alone can see, my son. Tat. Yea, Father, in the cosmos that the mind alone can see. For I have been made able by thy hymn, and by thy praise-giving my mind hath been illuminated. But further, I myself as well would from my natural mind send praise-giving to God. Hermes. But not unheedfully, my son. Tat. Aye, what I behold in mind, that do I say. To thee, thou parent of my bringing into birth, as unto God, I, Tat, send reasonable offerings. O God and Father, thou art the Lord, thou art the mind. Receive me from my oblations reasonable as thou wouldst wish, for by thy will all things have been perfected. Hermes, send thou oblations, son, acceptable to God, the sire of all, but add, my son, too, through the word. Tat, I give thee, Father, thanks for showing me to be able to sing such hymns. Hermes, happy am I, my son, that thou hast brought the good fruits forth of truth, products that cannot die. And now that thou hast learned this lesson from me, make promise to keep silence on thy virtue, and to no soul, my son, make known the handing on to thee the manner of rebirth, that we may not be thought to be calumniators. And now we, both of us, have given heed sufficiently, both I the speaker, and the hearer thou. In mind hadst thou become a knower of thyself, and of our common sire.